Okay, so friendship is one of, like, I started talking about friendship a few minutes ago. How friendship literally changes everything. Part of the problem is that people enter into relationships for relationship. Let me put it this way. So you see a girl that you like. So you're like, hi, my name is this thing. What's your name? I just want to take you out. Be friends first. It's from when we are friends that we'll now know whether we should even take it to the next level. So talk, have conversations. And not every friendship is meant to end in marriage. So it doesn't mean that just because this person, it doesn't end marriage, you now become enemies with the person. That means you were never even friends in the first place. So friendship is the first thing. Friendship is, and you see, a lot of guys won't receive issue when they are friends. It's because, so let me give you an example. For Pascal and I, we were friends. So Pascal didn't really propose like that. He claims he did, but in women's book, it's not really proposal. We were friends. So my guard was down. If Asoke had come, because you must understand that I also have, there's some things that women have. They have these idols in their head of the kind of guy they want to marry. He must be a certain way. He must be tall, dark, handsome. So all the short, fair, ugly guys who marry them. He must have six-pack. So people that don't have six-pack, if they have 3.5, won't you manage? So, I had my own ideals. I had my own idols in my head of what I wanted. And they were more what I didn't want than what I wanted, okay? I didn't know what I wanted exactly, but I knew what I didn't want. So I knew that I didn't want to marry a pastor. That was totally out of the question. It was not even negotiable. So if you're a pastor, a lay minister, a minister, there's a way you will be near ministers or sitting around ministers. I don't want. Because I just felt I'm not a pastor's wife. I can't deal. I can't be like, Pastor, they'll be smiling instead of you and all those things. I barely have enough energy for myself to be chasing people. I just had my own issues. I'm like, I can't deal. Secondly, I didn't want to marry an Igbo man. I was definitely not doing that. So for one, Igbo men, to me, I felt they were arrogant. And even though they say they take care of their wives, I think they take care of their wives so they can boast. So I just had all those things in my head. Not necessarily true, but you just have some things that you have picked up over the years, and Satan has helped you to crystallize. So I had those things. And Igbo people, once it's December, like this, wherever you are in the world, they start planning village. And me, I am such a city girl. God, I cannot deal with village. I cannot go to a stream. Mosquito cannot bite me. I cannot sit down in village meeting. I cannot greet the whole world. There were just a lot of, it's stressful. And then they will go from house to house. When they come back in December, go from house to house. Let's go and greet auntie this. Let's go and greet. I'm like, I'm stressed. I don't have enough greeting to go around. I'm like, this is so stressful. August meeting, they will plan. I can't. I can't. I can't function like that. So I say I'm not marrying Igbo. Let me just marry Yoruba boy that is not power for this. Let me just stay where I am. They bomb me in Lagos for a reason. So I had all those things. And I definitely didn't want to marry a man that was hairy. I didn't know that beard gang will reign now. That time. So I said, I'm very hairy. If you see me, I said, if I'm going to marry somebody that is hairy, I'm not come and born gorilla. I can't deal. I cannot deal. Then I want to bath my baby. I will be opening the hair to look for where to. I said, no, I can't do this. I honestly can't do this for myself. I said, tell yourself the truth. Your hairiness is enough. Your children will be fine. See, it's a makeup that's making me that not. My hair used to join here. We now use eyebrow. All these things. So I said, no, I can't do this. I honestly can't do this to my children. And really, if you see my son, David has a beard. He was telling me the other day, see, mommy, see my beard is coming. I said, my brother, you're 5 years old. You better tell that beard to be going up. So I knew I didn't want that. I didn't want a man that was hairy. And I didn't want a man that was fair. Pascal used to be very fair. It's not now that Nigerian son has dealt with him. But when I met him, he was very yellow. He was a yellow Igbo boy. So I just knew that, this can't work. So he didn't come to me and say, oh, I like you. I want to have something. No, if he did, the sword that I used to cut him, I kept it somewhere. I held my nail. So there was no way, if he had come that way, that I would have ever been, my guard would have been so up, I wouldn't have agreed. And I was even in a relationship. So there was no way I would have even said anything to him if he had brought that leg. So he came as a friend. And the first couple of times we talked about the relationship I was in. He kept talking to me about it. Are you sure you're in love with this guy? Are you sure? I thought the pastor was giving me counsel. Actually, pastor was finding information for himself. Of course, that's not really how it happened, but a lot of things go wrong when people have all those. And because I have all those idols, I knew that if this guy had come like he wants to marry, there's no way I would have married this guy. There's no way. So he came as a friend, and God helped me to relax because every single thing I did not want, ta-da, is right here. And I thank God that he came as a friend, because if not, I would have missed, because you will hold on to those things you believe. I don't want to marry from this place. I don't want, I can't even marry soldier. God forbid. Do you know whether it's the soldier that will be a soldier of the Lord that will carry you about? There's a way God can work these things. So, being friends helped us. From the beginning, I let my guard down. He knew, it was so interesting that as being my friend, he knew more about me than the person that I was engaged to. Because we started that relationship on, I want to marry you. And I looked at it, okay, favor me, Yoruba boy, doctor. The cuckoo said I cannot give birth. Difference is I just analyzed the thing. 1 + 1 is equals to 2. So this works for me. Born again Christian, loves the Lord. Let's be moving. When Pastor K came with his friendship, it made things easy for me because I didn't think about marriage. So by the time I was now ready to move to the next level, we were so close. He knew everything about me. I didn't need to form anymore. There was no, when somebody asks you to be in a relationship with them, there's something that just goes up. You don't want them to know everything about you. At least, let's be going small first. Let's get to the altar. When we marry, we'll now surprise them after the wedding. No. So by the time we got married, first week into our marriage, he was asking me, are we sure we are doing marriage? Because it's supposed to be harder than this, Nabi. I said, I don't know. They said we should just go together and be living in the same house. When we're doing that. So I kind of think we're married. I'm not really sure, but I don't think there's anything we're doing wrong. So we were friends. And that friendship is what has sustained us even now. Because children will come, they will go. When we had issues with having children, I waited for 8 years. We were friends. So it wasn't a case of, hey, my husband go outside. With my husband, what's that? It's our problem. If I'm crying, you better be crying or be comforting me. So we were so close, that close. And that's what has sustained us more than anything. Is it that has never offended me? Of course not. But a friend loves at all times. When someone is your friend, it's easy to forgive them. When someone is your friend, you get along. When someone is your friend, there's nothing you won't do for them. If there are things that you're in a relationship now, there are things, or you're married, there are things that your husband is doing to you. It's not half what some of your friends have been doing to you since, but they are still in your life. Why? Because you're thinking friendship. Friendship.
So, and I'm going to talk to the single ladies a bit, because I understand the dilemma ladies face in particular. For men can go after the woman they want, but for women have to wait for whoever comes. Women generally don't go about toasting men. So what that means is that, you can get 10 suitors in a year, and the whole 10 are not the kind of people you want to date. So I understand that dilemma. So what I would ask you to do, or what I would tell you to do is, number one, be careful of those idols you have in your mind. Most women do. Because you have the gift of fantasy. It's part of the gifts God gave you. You have the gift of fantasy. That's why from childhood, if you see most of the movies ladies watch, they are all romantic fantasies. Because women generally relate with fantasy. You were given that gift. Women can dream. So that's why they from when you're young, you're watching those movies where somebody's in a castle, the one prince come on white horse. Come on. Guys don't relate with those things, but women love it. Cinderella, you forgot your shoe, somebody now pick your shoe. Men don't think, men like war movie, football, things like that. But women generally, you have the gift of fantasy. So if you're not careful, because of movies and music and other things that you pick up as you're growing, you will form a lot of idols in your head. Just like my wife's own. They were very baseless, but they were real in her head. And they could have altered her life. Truly, our son is hairy as she imagined, but, we still love the boy like that. Do you understand? but so when you build those things in your head, as a woman, you want the guy to be this height, you want the guy to be this rich. He must have a car. I can't trek. You see, all those things will stop you from God's best, because sometimes eligible guys come, but you don't even give them a chance, because they don't fit into the mold you are carrying. You don't think they're financially buoyant enough. You don't think they are good with, they're fluent enough. He doesn't talk well. Of course he's scared when he's around you. That's why he doesn't talk well. You know, all those things. God gives you raw materials most times. So that person can become. I wasn't like this when I met my wife at all. I look cool and all that now. Trust me, I wasn't like this at all. I was very thin, slim, hungry looking. She's the one that told me to have afro and have beard. So my looks totally attributed to her. See, sometimes God sends you that person that you don't like, sometimes. You know, and I'm not talking about character, and I mean maybe physically. God sent that person to you because you are the one that will refurbish and renovate and decorate that person. But they will send the person to you as raw material. You're expecting the person to come in already finished form, which won't happen. Are you following what I'm saying? So watch out for what things you are building in your head. They might be stopping you. Okay? So she talked about friendship. Me, I'll talk about facts. Proverbs 24, verse 3 and 4 says, every enterprise is built by wise planning. It becomes strong through common sense. And it profits wonderfully by keeping abreast of the facts. Now, if you're going to build a relationship or marriage that will last, both of you must be interested in learning. Now, if you are married to someone that is not even interested at all, is not in a meeting like this, is not watching with you, you will have to attend a prayer seminar so that you can learn how to pray for your spouse. But if both of you are here, that is better. All you need is to invest in knowledge, keeping abreast of the facts. Everything profits when you keep abreast of the facts. How much learning are you putting into marriage? In this regard, I'll usually speak to men a bit because generally men hate to learn, especially about marriage. Men don't mind learning about money, but they just believe, what are you talking about? What can anybody tell me about marriage? Men are just wonderful. Pastor, we run a counseling ministry, as you know, and we counsel people from all over the world. I've never had a woman negotiate price before. Never. Because women believe in fact, they know that the price we are giving them is cheap compared to the value of their relationship and their peace. I've never had a woman say, oh, this amount, and of course the money is in dollars. I've never had a woman say this amount is too much. But I've had series of men come to me by the side or whatever, or sometimes even in the midst of the counseling and say, they have one question. That's the question they have. Can we get discount? I say, you don't have sense. Because men just don't see the value in marriage, and they don't understand that marriage impacts them like nothing else. They just don't see it. So I think that time, I think our charge then was $100 and something per hour or something. I can't remember. So one guy said, he felt that money was too much. He said, can we get... I said, listen, the same 1 hour I'm using to talk to you. I said, this is me giving back. This is not my value of what I'm doing for you. I said, when I go and speak in the places I've spoken for in that same 1 hour, and I get up to $5,000 upward. So I'm giving you that same time, 1 hour, private, coaching, and you're saying $100. I said, it's cheap. It's not worth it for me financially. I would rather wait till I have speaking engagements where I'm paid that higher. And I had to mention figure because men respect figure. I had to let him know I'm not cheap. Don't. Because that same man, if that's a Ferrari store, he won't price. He thinks I'm Volkswagen. I said, I'm Ferrari of relationship. Don't do that. I said, don't do that. So I intentionally, because men don't respect emotionally. It's women that respect. Women can just respect you for no reason. Men, no, you have to show them why they should respect you. That's how men are. So staying with the facts. Men sometimes hate to learn. Now, but either a male or female, we all need to learn, basically. You must give relationship that level of respect. Marriage is one of the most important things in your life. The Bible says even when you treat your wife badly, your prayers will be hindered. So for men, you need to understand that your prosperity is tied to who you marry and how you treat that person that you marry. Why do we have successful doctors that have bad marriages? Simple. The doctor spent 7 years learning medicine, 0 years learning marriage. So he's a successful doctor because he spent 7 years and he's still reading books. He still has mentors medically. He's still learning. But marriage, 0 learning. So he's a successful lawyer, 0 marriage. Zero, unsuccessful. Most of us knew Larry King that just passed on. I think he was married 7 times or something like that. That's the dawn of presenting. That's like the mega star of presenting. I think at the time I started reading about him, I don't know if it was still true till now, but he was still the highest person on CNN in terms of presenting. Highest views, highest whatever. So you can imagine the quality, but he wasn't just ready to learn about relationships, obviously. Because somebody like that, he could have afforded the highest coach. There are some people that you could have afforded the highest coach to learn about marriage. You can't make marriage mistake 7 times. See, once can be a genuine mistake. Once. Anybody can make mistake once. Twice. Okay. 7. You are consciously dodging knowledge. You are dodging it. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? So let's learn. Read books, attend seminars like this. See, counseling is not something you go for when you have trouble. Sometimes you go for it so that you won't have trouble. Just talk to a relationship coach. Check the health of your marriage. You see, just like your physical health, Corona kills more of people that have underlying conditions. That means they had something in them before. When people die, it's not that day they die. They have been dying. But nobody spotted it or paid attention to it. So sometimes it's okay to check the health of your marriage. You can go for counseling. You can read books together. You can attend seminars like this. Learn. If you're a man, then you need to learn about you can't have a successful marriage with a woman by chance. You must learn. That's why in 1 Peter 3, they said, husbands, treat your wife according to knowledge. You can't do it by chance. You must learn. You must learn. You can't have as a woman, you can't successfully live with a man without learning about men. And this is what many people do. Two people just marry. They have not learned about the opposite. I heard you talking about that today. They have not learned about the opposite sex. We are different. We are never made from the same material. In fact, we are 2 different beings. If it was animal kingdom, it's like hyena and lion marrying. 2 different species. We are not even the same at all. We are not the same. We didn't come from the same materials. I know most of you are in the good word teaching church, so I know you already know this. We are not even from the same material. Men were made from dust. Women were made from a bone. We are not the same. Do you understand? So I don't even know why we joined together, because we're not the same. 2 different animals. We're not the same. Imagine an eagle marrying a chicken. They will need a lot of communication to survive. A lot of understanding, Abi. Say me, I want to fly. So when we fly to this point, you stop there, because that's where your wing can reach. Then I'll fly, then I'll come back. But to say, we are one, we are equal. And that's what the world is trying to teach. That men and women are saying, we are one. We are never one. We are never equal. We are different. We have different roles. Don't let this modern talk that is destroying homes and families. Because when people are pushing an agenda, check their results. The Western world teaching you men and women are the same. Check the divorce rates. If it's working for them. The person you want to copy, check if it's working for them. They said, we don't beat children. That's not scriptural, though. Scripture say beat your child when it's necessary. I'm not talking about just beating for no reason. Good morning, just land him slap. That's not, I'm not talking about those kind of barbaric. But I'm saying if it gets to the stage where beating, spanking, is needed, be free to release that grace. But you see, the Western world say, oh no, don't beat your children. Have you seen how their kids behave? Check the facts. Don't just follow because they are saying something. Check is it working for them? That's what you need to find out. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Men and women are not the same. So men came from dust. Women came from the bone. You say, we are all equal. There should be no rules. Then why is it only women carrying children? If it was up to these modern people now, in every family, if Dupe born the first one, Banji will born the second one. Am I correct? Because they'll say, we are equal. We must do everything together. God specifically put the womb in the woman. And listen, God didn't only give the woman the physical capacity to carry children. He also gave her the emotional capacity. God is a master planner now. They didn't only shape this mic to be cordless, they also gave it the capacity to transmit. So if I just take a wire, you don't even have any corded mic in this church. If I take a corded mic and remove the cord, it doesn't make it a wireless mic.